Welcome back to my channel. I am that Keto Lady and I am so excited to share today's recipe. We're going to be making a keto friendly version, low carb, sugar free, whatever you want to call it, lasagna. Lasagna is one of my favorite dishes and I used to make it and love it in my pre-keto days, so I knew that it was something I would need to incorporate in my ketogenic lifestyle. In addition to the lasagna, we're going to be making a garlic bread. If you haven't already checked out my e-cookbook, Big Easy Keto, I would love it if you would check that out on datketolady.com. I will link it below. And if you don't already subscribe, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be alerted the moment I upload a video. So with all that being said, let's get cooking. I'm gonna go over the basic ingredients that we need for the lasagna. I'll go over the garlic bread ingredients separately, but it's just a handful. Again, no special ingredients required for that. So we're gonna need ground beef, and this is 2.25 pounds. I'm gonna use this whole thing because I do like to have a lot of protein in my lasagna. This is the one ingredient that I got at Sam's. This is the mozzarella cheese. And I've talked about this before in my video. I get the giant bag of mozzarella from Sam's. This stuff melts amazingly well. That's why I prefer to get this Members Mark brand. What I do is I take the big bag and I divide it into 3 gallon size Ziploc bags. I then put this in the freezer and I'll grab a bag whenever I need it. This is a money saving tip because I'm not letting any of it go to waste by buying it in bulk. Cheese freezes really well. So I get it at Sam's and just take it out of the freezer when I need it. But you could totally get, you know, Walmart brand cheese, mozzarella, that's fine. We're gonna use ricotta cheese. I talked about this in my grocery haul video at Walmart. I always get the whole fat one because it ends up having less carbs. This has 3 carbs per serving. There are 7 in this container, and while that might seem like a lot, 21 carbs for the lasagna, it makes a lot. So I'm not stressing over that, but you'll see it also has less ingredients. The low fat ones tend to have a lot of extra stuff that you really don't need in it. But again, do your thing. But I prefer the whole milk. We're gonna need 2 eggs and then Parmesan cheese. And I don't know if you've ever looked at this, but Parmesan cheese doesn't have any carbs. There's 0 carbs in it. I also like to put in some sharp cheddar in my lasagna. I like a variety of cheeses, as you can tell. I got this Marinara sauce from Walmart. If you watched my latest Walmart grocery haul, I listed this in there. I got it from Walmart. But if you'll look on here, the ingredients are just basic: tomatoes, onions, olive oil, salt, garlic, basil, spices, and calcium chloride. There are 5 net carbs per serving, but the main thing that I want to point out is there is no added sugar to this. And what that means is there is no sugar listed on here. The only sugars that are in it, even though it says 4, are naturally occurring sugar from the tomatoes and spices. And then the only other things that we're gonna need is garlic powder, Italian seasoning, pepper, and salt. I have the ground meat drained off. I'm gonna add in 1 entire jar, which is 24 ounces. I have my heat on a low simmer. It's on like just above a low, kind of in between medium and low. I'm gonna let this cook down for a little while. You like for your sauce to be a little bit on the sweeter side or have a hint of sweetness, you can always take a keto-friendly sweetener. I just grabbed this one out of the pantry, but you could use Swerve or Pure. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit. I don't always do that in my lasagna or my spaghetti sauce, but I am tonight. Now that our sauce is done, we are going to be making the cheese layer that essentially is going to replace our noodles, so to speak. This is our binder in the recipe, and it's super easy to whip up. So we're going to use the whole container, which is 15 ounces of this ricotta cheese. Then we're going to use 2 eggs. I'm going to be using a slatted spoon because there is some excess liquid in here and I just don't want to include that. So I just lift it up, kind of let the juice drain out, and then just start with a layer on the bottom. Move it around as much as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then we're just going to go in with our mozzarella cheese. On this layer, and on every layer basically, you can do as much or as little cheese as you want. I tend to go a little heavier on the cheese. I also do a little sprinkle of the sharp cheddar in between the layers also. You will most likely have some of the red sauce left over depending on the size of your pan, but don't toss it. You can freeze it, and if you want to have spaghetti and meat sauce one night with zoodles or pasta zero or something like that, this meat sauce is perfect for that. You could have, you know, a little lunch or whatever ready to go in a moment's notice. So now we're going to put this in the oven, which is preheated on 350. We're going to bake it until the cheese on top is nice and bubbly, and personally I like it when the cheese on top has some of the little crispy parts. The ingredients that we're going to need for the garlic bread will be baking powder, butter, egg, almond flour, a sweetener of your choice. It doesn't have to be Pure. It could be Swerve, it could be Lakanto, whatever sweetener you choose, garlic powder, butter. I'm out of parsley, but I would maybe sometimes use parsley just as a garnish, not anything to do with flavor. So basic ingredients. Put this in the microwave for 90 seconds. I'm going to let it cool for a minute, then I'm going to turn it out of the container and slice it in half. For this whole thing, which I will eat, it is 2 net carbs. So, and it's quite a bit, you'll see at the end, but after it cools off, I'll show you the rest. You can see how the consistency is so perfect for this bread. It might have some parts in it that aren't perfect, but as a whole, it's pretty awesome. This is where we're gonna make it into garlic bread. You just take a little bit of garlic powder, as much or as little as you want. You really just need a little bit. I sprinkle it on there, and we're gonna put it into the air fryer. I have my air fryer basket with just some parchment paper in there. I'm gonna toast these up. There we have it. Our garlic bread is finished, and our lasagna is finished. See, I like to bake it until it has some crispy pieces on it. I will mention this, you will need to let this set up for about 10 minutes or so before you actually start cutting it and serving it. You just want to give it a little bit of time to firm up, because when it comes right out of the oven, it is still rather unstable, I guess. You want it to have just a little bit of time to get a little bit of firmness to it, but then you're going to be ready to roll. This recipe does make quite a large amount of servings. It makes 16 servings. If you don't end up using all of them at one time, you could always split it into 2 pans, or you can freeze the remaining part and have leftovers another time. Take it to work and have lunches ready, whatever. It freezes good. It stores well in the refrigerator if you're gonna take it for lunches throughout the week. Whatever you wanna do, it does make quite a bit, but that's always a win-win, because on busy nights, you can already have dinner done. That concludes today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. More importantly, I hope that you'll make it and share it with the ones that you love the most. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and supporting me on this platform. If you haven't gotten my e-cookbook, I would love for you to go get it and cook from it and enjoy your best keto life. I am also on Instagram. I'm Dat Keto Lady on that platform as well. I'll see y'all next time.